Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 9 viewer submitted levels, so in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more viewer submitted levels, starting out with this one. The Great Chase Part 1, Sparkman's Aerial Fortress by Buster, with 52 plays and a score of -3. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description below are the timestamps for all the levels I covered in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. Now, I'm playing the Great Chase series of levels out of order. I already played through parts 3, 4, and 5, and I completed the first 2. So let's start with part 1 and see the context, though it doesn't seem to have the best score though. And we start with the charge kick, top spin, and the skull barrier. We don't have the windstorm yet though. We have 2 pathways we can take, so let's try the upper pathway. And knowing the rest of this series, this is going to be a special weapon based challenge level. Okay, we have forced weapon usage of charge kick here. And up we go. This is where the pathways diverge now. Good checkpoint placement there. Teaching us how to do the air jump here. So we have 2 pathways here. We can either go down or go to the right. Never mind then, that was just a bottomless pit. That ladder was a trap. Oh well, at least it was only 3 screens back anyway. I'm a bit worried about how difficult those count bomb traps will become in the future though. Okay, I'll go for that E-Tank. It may prove to be useful in a later part of the stage. Thank you for the checkpoint there. I will immediately utilize it. I don't know how much health I need at the end of this section. Okay, so we have an enemy arena here. Nothing too difficult. The only really dangerous part was that one picketman. Alright, that looks a bit suspicious, so let me hit this checkpoint and go back over there. It looks awfully like there is a secret there. And I was right, there is a free M-tank. And no invisible ceiling. That's also good to know. And first usage of the skull barrier here, and I see a boss gate down there. Okay, so it's actually two ways. And it's telling us to go up over here, so... Oh neat, this is where the two pathways loop up with each other, I guess. The bottom pathway, that is. I know I'm gonna die there, but I just wanted to take a look. So there are multiple ways of going throughout this stage, and it has the replayability. There seems to be two main routes, the upper route, as well as the lower route. Although it seems like the upper route is the safer one. I'm not sure though, because I never went through the lower route yet. So gotta be a bit careful with the skull barrier here, not get hit by any enemies. And always maintain the shield. That was scary there. Thank you for the checkpoint, that's a good checkpoint placement. Buster always has a knack for placing good checkpoints as well as full refills at every checkpoint, so there's no chance of getting soft locked. Focusing more on player skill in these types of levels. Here we need to utilize the top spin now. I'm not worried so far, I'm worried about the segment where we need to combine usage of the skull barrier, top spin, and charge kick. Yeah, that was poor timing on my part. I should have waited for those to clear. I was too impatient. Let me kill off this Sniper Joe first so it doesn't cause any problems in the near future. That's how we do it. Oh no. And I forgot that it's to the right of Skullbear, not to the left. Oh well, I see I need to do some quick weapon switches again. Damage boosting time. I really don't want to get knocked off that platform, so let me kill off that Sniper Joe first. There we go. Good checkpoint placement, and thank you for the full refill there. That segment wasn't that bad, it was just me screwing up. Next enemy gauntlet. It kind of acts like a mini boss room. Really, the most annoying enemies in these rooms are the picket men. Did that a little bit sloppily, but hey, at least I survived. And I guess we get a full refill over there. Oh, that's it? I was expecting this stage to be a lot harder, judging by the negative score. I guess not. Well, I have a free E&M tank, so I might as well use it. This stage wasn't that bad. It's on the easier side of being a challenge level. Not to mention it has plenty of replayability on the part of the lower pathway, which I presume warps in or merges in with this one through the usage of a warp gate. So I will give it a thumbs up. It doesn't deserve a negative score. It's not as difficult as some of the later levels in the series, like Part 5, or even some segments of Part 3 and Part 4. So I'll look forward to Part 2. That doesn't seem to be too difficult either, if the difficulty progression holds true, but I'm really worried about the latest in the series, Part 6, which was already submitted to me. Second on the lineup is Don't Trust QC Again by QC Shallot Muscles, 29 plays and a score of -11. I played the first version of this level, or the first in the series called Don't Trust QC, and I wasn't able to complete it, so let's see how I fare on this one. Both of them are troll levels, by the way, so keep that in mind. In fact, let's play a game. Let's estimate how many times I'll die throughout this level. I estimate at least 2 to 3 dozen times. That's step number 1, just wanted to make sure of something. That hole on the top left looks a bit suspicious. I will need to return here if possible with item 2, because I don't have any items yet. I knew that was going to happen based off of that timer on the top right. And I knew they were going to pull off that trick. Let's quickly run to the left before something else activates. Thank you for the checkpoint. So far only 1 death. And there are probably spikes just below those signals on the top. Unless QC is lying. Alright, I made it past this segment. I thought one of those would be fake or something. We need a key or something. I don't trust any of those, so I'll just jump past it. After all, I can jump over this. I knew they were going to pull off that trick of putting spikes there. Well, I'm getting rather lucky with guessing what QC is going to pull off, or what trollish maneuvers they're going to pull at me. There's probably spikes up there, and I was right. I wanted to check up there just to be sure because I'm not sure if they'll place a hidden key or the actual exit of the stage over there. And some of the floors down there are icy too. Wonderful. And of course, I timed that badly. I should have pressed the jump button earlier. That was my fault. So that's step number 3. So I guess we crossed into the top left gap. Oh yeah, item 2 does despawn a little bit further from the wall than what you would think based off the graphics. Sure, let's go into this teleporter, which takes us over here, and back over here. No trollish maneuvers, but I did see a wall of spikes to the left. Wasn't too bad, I made it this time. I get the feeling that I'll need that key. And if my suspicions hold true, this will lead to debt. And I was right, that's debt number 4. I'll need to access that series of ladders somehow. I guess it's accessible from that first gate that we saw in the starting room. Unless that's another troll maneuver and that's not where I need to go. So time to backtrack over there to that gap. I also need to make sure that I jump over that series of key doors, or that one key door, so I don't use up the key. Like such. I never went up to that room, but I get the feeling that those conveyor belts are running on hyperspeed or something. That has been done once before. Now this room is made a lot easier because I can just use item 2 over it. Quickly run past this room. And get killed because of the global timer. Thanks, game. That's set number 5. Apparently this room has no Yoku blocks, I guess. Okay, so they are shared per room. I should have known. And stand over here until that wall of blocks comes. And make it past. Time to go to the left then. I wonder why there's a Mega Man life on top of a spike there. Okay, so it leads over here. That's good to see. I'm not going back down the teleporter. I get the feeling it's gonna dunk me into a series of spikes. Like what's to the right over there. Let me try it out though. Never mind, I thought it would just teleport me into a bed of spikes. Okay, fire bars. Let's see if I can go past the damage list. And fail completely. I'll take that as a reset, so that's step number 5. And of course I still fall off. Thanks, game. Death number 6. I get the strong impression that I'm going to have to be at full health, because that seems like a rather random room with 4 of those fire bars. There we go. I'm guessing there's a bed of spikes below. Oh wow, magnets. They're trying to pull me into the spikes there. And that's how we do it. So into the teleporter we go. And I was right, there is a Hellgate check. And it leaves us with 1 measly point of health left over. No, I'm not going up that. That looks rather suspicious. That'll be a perfect place to put 1 lone enemy, because there's no life refills here, and I can't kill any enemies anywhere. I don't trust that ladder over there, so I'll go down over here. This looks like an awfully suspicious corridor. And there's the end of the level, but I do know that there is a Bubble Man boss encounter, so I get the feeling that he's gonna spawn in over there and lock me in place. And of course, that can also happen. Let's try that again, shall we? That was death number 7, I guess. Oh yeah, I was right. And Bubble Man falls to his death. That was a rather quick reaction on my part, because once a boss spawns in and you aren't on a particular special weapon, probably one of the rush jet, you lose control completely, and if I didn't despawn the item 2 utility, I would be just jetted to the right and then fall into the abyss. But because I quick switched it, I was able to get the energy element and watch as Bubble Man helplessly fell into the pit. Third on the lineup is Skullman Kills 2 Intro Stage by Skullman with 52 plays and a score of 11. Now, I would have actually covered the level Chill Penguin Maverick Hunter X Vile Mode, also by Skullman, but when I tried searching by its ID, it didn't exist. Now, if you're also wondering what this level's title is a reference to, it's a reference to the fan game Skullman Kills, which is a fan game starring, of course, Skullman. Now, I will eventually LP Skullman Kills 1 and 2 in the near future, sooner rather than later. So we don't have Base's double jump here, but we do have his dashing ability. And we only have the Base Buster. I believe this is to replicate Skullman's dashing ability from Skullman Kills 2. Sadly, we do not have the ability to wall jump. Okay, I can't rapid fire it faster, unfortunately. And considering that Base's Base Buster deals half the amount of damage as Proto Man and Mega Man's, it's best to avoid most of enemies. Not to mention I can't fire through walls. There is no ability to do that or enable it under global settings. I mean, even these hoppers take 2 points of damage to kill. At the very least, we can keep up to 4 base shots on screen at once. Not to mention that we can easily dash over most of these enemies. I need to get used to Base's playstyle in this engine. It's been quite a while since I last played as Base in a Mega Man game. First time we're going to be fighting Charge Man, actually. At the very least, he takes more damage than usual. That wasn't that bad. Then again, because I had Base's dash jumping abilities, it made jumping over Charge Man even when he abruptly stops a lot easier. This fight would be a lot more difficult as Mega Man or Proto Man. Well, I liked it, but honestly I would like this stage more if I actually played Skullman Kills itself. Nonetheless, I will give it a thumbs up. It just feels like a blessed stage to me. Then again, this stage is designed to introduce players to Skullman's playstyle in the first place, so of course it'll be in the more simplistic side. Fourth on the lineup is Weapon Capsule Relay 6 by YouTube Social HD2, with 25 plays and a score of 5. I played the original Weapon Capsule Relay and I didn't really find it that interesting. So let's see how this one fares. So first let's start out with the Mega Buster. The classic Mega Buster, so no charge shots whatsoever. If there's one thing I've noticed so far, this stage is a little bit more difficult than Weapon Capsule Relay 1. It seems that every one screen focuses on a different special weapon, like a relay. I would have preferred if each special weapon had more screens to have their time to shine. I wonder what would happen if you fall into that pit to the left, though. Well, the gravity hole segments were the easiest ones for sure. In comparison to the previous few stages, this stage was a breeze. I mean, I think we're nearing the end now. And we have a spare E-tank as well as M-tank. Okay, it seems that Woodman's weakness is especially the brick drop. So that was this stage. I liked it slightly more than the original weapon capsule relay, but I would have preferred if each special weapon had several screens to have their time to shine. Fifth on the lineup is Joes Are Watching You by JKS8213 with 5 plays and a score of -1. So a stage focusing on Sniper Joes, I guess. And just like most of JKS's other levels, we have a whole slew of special weapons and utilities. Well, that ring boomerang pickup is a little bit of like a freebie. The only real danger is that one Crystal Joe. Even then, it's not that difficult anyway. Now, if only I was pointing the correct direction. I guess this'll be the boss's weakness or something. And we also have the charge kick too. Interesting. Well, that stage went by really easily. I was kind of hoping for a stage more along the lines of a Joe of a Kind, which was one of the contest entries for the 2017 Make a Good Mega Man Maker level competition. Time to fight Sparkman in this rather easy room too. Well, nothing more to say about the stage other than the fact it was there. Like I just mentioned, I wish it was more like Joe of a Kind, because this went really easily, and it didn't focus enough on the Sniper Joe gimmick, I'd say. Sixth and final level to depart is Wily's Rache by Omegada with 10 plays and a score of 1. Looking at the level ID there, it seems to be a rather older level, and judging by the rather short load time there, this seems to be a level under 5 to 6 screens long. That's a rather plain black background there, and there's a lot of spikes. Omegada did warn me in advance that this is a challenge level, and oh boy, good thing I didn't jump over there. I need to squeeze in both over here and over there. I hate these types of stages in Mega Man Maker, especially due to the oversized spike hitboxes that are more squarish. The problem is trying to figure out how to jump and hit that ladder. If I'm just a few pixels off, it's instant death. It's not as forgiving as in the classic Mega Man games. And there's nothing to damage boost off of. Alright, made it this time, but I don't think I'll make it here. I would have strongly preferred a checkpoint because of how much this stage relies on precision. Whoa, that was too close for comfort there. Oh, I see. That was too close for comfort. And of course there are invisible spikes in the ceiling. That's trollish design. So let's see what the rest of this level holds. So there are the invisible spikes over there. A segment where you need to be careful with sliding due to the Yoku blocks. You gotta be quick on your feet over here, otherwise you'll fall into the abyss of spikes. Some precise sliding over here so you don't fall over here. Oh, this segment will be painful. Unless you can slide in correctly over here. Then go down over here to the left. And then this final segment where you need to jump on each of these Yoku blocks and count bumps correctly. And make sure not to jump too high to embed yourself in the ceiling spikes here. And then you make it to the energy element. Nonetheless, I really do not like these types of precision maze challenge levels that require some really strict precision with the one block gaps over here and here. I was lucky to somehow get it over here because usually I die dozens of times. So my apologies, but I honestly cannot give this a thumbs up. So overall, out of the 6 levels I covered in this part, my favorite level would definitely be The Great Chase Part 1 Sparkman's Aerial Fortress. So in the next part, I'll either cover one longer Veersamid level, or 5 or 6 more Veersamid levels. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!